Nguyen is planning a pilgrimage from Brunswick to Canberra, towing a model of the boat in which he and his family attempted to flee from Vietnam to Australia in 1982. The boat is a gift to Parliament, thanking Australia for the gift of refuge, hospitality and care they received as refugees in Australia.
Some time ago I had this really crazy idea of taking the boat to Canberra. And I want to say thank you to you because you're crazy enough to come along and support that. So, yeah. And the idea is I want to say thank you to you, to the Australia, for the gift of refuge that I have received. I came to Australia as a boat person.
After the war, my dad was taken to a re-education camp because he was involved in the Navy. And so when the communists took over, all those who were involved in the war were taken to re-education camp. Just after he got married for 2 months, he was recruited to war, and then he was only allowed to see his wife once a year. Each time he came back, he discovered he has a new child. And then but we never got to know that because he only came back once a year, and then he's off re-education war and then re-education camp. His brother managed to get him out, and then they worked for the government by building boats to ship cargo up the river and the coast. He built the boat with the intention to escape, and we had 4 different attempts over a period of few years, and each attempt there was a lot of risk because there was a lot of people wanting to escape. First 3 was so traumatic that the 4th time Mum just said that she couldn't do it because each time it meant that different people and families that got separated to go into the city and then out into swampland and then stood in the swamps for hours or in the middle of the night waiting for the signal of this boat. We made it out to sea. They dumped the cargo and people came on board. But we hit a typhoon immediately, and the typhoon just took us away, drifting into the coast of Malaysia, and we were shipwrecked after 4 days, paddled our way into this island. But as soon as we got in there, we realized we were surrounded by military people. And discovered later that they were pirates. So we were captured and strip searched every night. The women were raped. So it was a horrendous 4 days of just trauma. And then, after 4 days, they released us to the United Nations, who then took us to a refugee camp.
United Nations found us and put us in refugee camps, and then got accepted to come to Australia. But the Australia that I came to in 1982 was very different. Because I think that we are at our best when we show compassion. We are at our best when we welcome the strangers. We are at our best when we work for justice for those who are vulnerable and suffer. And that's the kind of Australia I know, and that's the kind of Australia that I invite us to share conversations in, rather than all the negativity that we keep on hearing. So thank you for giving me this life in Australia that I'm forever indebted to.